This is not a spaceship. These are not mountains. And this is not the Australian Open Stadium, unfortunately. It's nature, and it's made of glass. This entire structure was built by a single microscopic cell floating in the ocean. And once you understand what it is, you'll never look at a drop of seawater the same way again. What you're looking at is a microscopic ocean organism called a Radiolaria. It's made of just one single cell. And yet, it builds structures like this. Radiolarians live in the open ocean. They float with the plankton drifting through seawater, often far from land. They are tiny, smaller than a grain of sand. But under a scanning electron microscope, their hidden world becomes visible. Every Radiolarian builds a skeleton from silica, the same material as glass. Yes, this entire structure is made of glass. The skeleton sits inside the cell and supports it like a microscopic framework. Each species creates its own design. Some are spiky, some are round, some look like cages, some look almost mechanical. Look closely at the surface. See the tiny holes, the repeating patterns, the delicate symmetry. These are not random. The holes make the skeleton lighter. The shape helps the organism float. The long spines may help it stay suspended in the water and may also help protect it. Everything has a purpose. Radiolarians are predators. Even though they are just one cell, they can capture tiny prey. They extend thin strands of cytoplasm through these openings to trap food drifting nearby. Some species even host symbiotic algae inside their bodies, tiny partners that help them gain extra energy from sunlight. In the drop of seawater, there's architecture, there's symmetry, there's design shaped by evolution. Radiolarians remind us that even at the smallest scale, nature creates beauty beyond imagination. Oh, that was cinematic. If you're still here and interested in the process behind the scenes, let's go. So I have a slide with micromanipulated Radiolarians mounted on a glass slide. They're pretty small, around 80 micrometers, and you can actually see them with the naked eye as tiny grains of sand. Under a compound light microscope, it's almost impossible to visualize them properly. The structures are extremely complex with lots of internal reflections. I tried making a Z-stack in helicon focus, but let's just say it was far from a decent image. To work with this sample in a scanning electron microscope, the specimen needs to be mounted on a stop using conductive carbon tape. I rubbed the glass slide with conductive tape as well, so the charge could dissipate from the surface instead of accumulating on the sample. Next, we place the sample into the spotter coater and coat it with a conductive layer. Even a very thin coating, just a few nanometers, is clearly visible. The glass takes on a metallic tint. Then into the SEM and we're ready to go. I positioned the sample so the stage's center of rotation aligned with a single Radiolarian. Let's do a 360 motion. Unfortunately, I only discovered the software's crosshair feature at the very end, so I went with a method familiar from my Counter-Strike days. 72 images, rotating the stage 5 degrees each time. Pretty cool. Radiolarians are actually one of the best specimens for demonstrating electron microscope. You can change the accelerating voltage and light them up from the inside, because the inner structures don't coat very well in the basic sputtering process. All those holes and fine elements make it very easy to adjust stigmation and aperture settings. You could also go the low vacuum route and try imaging in LV mode, but I think what I've done here already does a pretty good job of showcasing the beautiful structures of the single-celled organisms. Thanks for watching, have a great day, and see you next time.